everyone. I think I'm a couple minutes late. I was just sitting here with my cat on my lap and lost track of time. Anyway, it's just 5:33, so no big deal. Anyway, it is DAMM happy hour, so time for a mandala. Who is going to draw a mandala with me today? Let's see. Let's just find my pen. That would be a good one. Oh, good grief. There we go. I changed my my desk around here and put my cup of pens on the other side of me, and so messed everything up. All right. Okay, so let's get started on my mandala. I haven't actually had the best of days. I don't know why. It's been a struggle day for me, and just keeping motivated. I've been distracted, and I don't know, just not up to my best, so I haven't gotten a lot accomplished. How's everybody else been doing? How's everybody else's Friday going? All good. I'm hoping having this little bit of time to do the mandala will actually kind of help me refocus a little bit, so I can get a little bit of something constructive done today. And so just making some petals here. Let's just keep on with all the petals. And let's do this one double too. Hello, Olivia. Are you drawing a mandala with me today? You're just watching me draw one. I'm like I was saying when I first popped on, I haven't had the best day. I've been feeling distracted and I just can't focus, and I'm feeling the same thing right now, trying to draw this mandala. So I think I'll just keep it simple today. We'll just do lots of petals and make ourselves a big, huge flower blossom. That way I don't have to use my brain too much. I can focus on just keeping the kind of mindfulness thing going. I'm going to vary these petals a little bit here. You can see they're not lining up exactly, and that just gives like kind of a little bit more of an organic feel to it. And then we can actually start overlapping. And so I'm just kind of placing it somewhere in the petal before it, and making them different sizes, and just not worrying about aligning it, each petal exactly in the same place as the one before it. And that will actually just help give it more of a kind of a organic flower blossom look. But still keeping mindful of my lines. So thinking of my start, my draw, and my stop point. Making sure I stay focused on the strokes that I'm making, the shapes that I'm making. And then we can, let's put a a couple more rows of these petals, and then let's actually push the flower blossom thing, and we'll put some outside rows of a leaf shape. Hello, Michelle. I'm making kind of a alternative mandala today. I've been struggling today just keeping focused and stuff, so I'm just letting my mandala be a little bit more random and just making a big, kind of a big flower blossom. Just doing this same semicircle over and over, but just kind of being very random in where I start and stop each petal, while still being very mindful of the strokes that I'm making. The sketchbook, is that what you're asking? Let's see which one it is. I think this one I got, sorry about that, from the art store. It's just a Canson, the mixed media, in what was a 7x10, 7x10 size, and it's just a good size to make these mandalas, and not too expensive with paper. But it's nice to have like an actual notebook that you can keep them all in, because then it's always fun to go back and you can see the ones that I've done and just, kind of look back at the ones you've made over time. And one, just see the variety that you have done, and also just to see, how much you have improved over time, because you definitely will get better as you make more of them. You are very welcome. But honestly, it's, just doing these mandalas, we don't have to have really any particular paper, expensive paper. I mean, you can get, a pad at Target or whatever, and I think it would be just as good. This paper on this one is a little bit, it's thicker than normal, which isn't necessarily, helpful. In fact, if you want to be able to put a template guidelines underneath, you won't be able to see it with this thicker paper as you would if it were just a thinner paper. Let's see, what was this one? This one was 98 pound, which is just a little bit thicker than your basic sketch pad. And let's see, let's go ahead and I'm gonna let's put another layer of petals around, maybe make a couple of bigger ones, and then we'll put some leaf shapes to finish off our flower blossom. And there we go. Nice. I like how it makes a big fluffy flower. Let's see, Michelle, I got myself a big coloring book and some pencils that I can't draw. Coloring books are it's funny because I have a lot of patience to make mandalas. I have zero patience to color in coloring books. Honestly, I can't spend 5 minutes coloring. So it's kind of funny. But also, to make mandalas, you absolutely don't need any drawing skills. I always tell people, if you can write the alphabet, you can literally make a mandala, because we're just making simple lines and shapes, straight lines, curved lines. I mean, each one of these, if you look at it, that's like a C, right? You're making a C or an uppercase D. And there's not a lot of variety in this one, because I'm doing this big flower thing, but in my other ones, you can see, if you make a triangle, it's a triangle, or it's the frame of a capital A. So all the things are, if you just think about them piece by piece, you're just making simple lines and shapes, so there's no artistic ability at all needed. So that's why, you know, mandalas are actually very fun, because it's not about, you know, making, you know, perfect art or high art or anything like that. It's just about really focusing on the mindfulness and, you know, paying attention to your lines and your strokes and your shapes that you're making. Uh-oh, this was my cat. Sammy. Hold on. Sammy, you can't be up here. Here. Can you say hi, Sammy? No? All right. Down, sweetie. Silly cat. Okay, so let's see. But I know a lot of people love coloring books, and most people have the patience to color. I don't know, I'm weird that way. All right, so let's put in some leaf shapes. So I'm going to do these kind of what I call Hershey Kiss shape leaves. And let's just, again, kind of place them randomly around our mandala, and then we'll put another layer of them. And let's make another one just on the outside of them that's kind of bigger and wider. That will be kind of our secondary leaves. There we go. And last one. Now let's go ahead and fill in a little bit. So let's start with our leaf shapes, just to actually make them leaves, because that will give us a little bit more inspiration for making the flower. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the flower petals. We'll see. I don't want to put too much in there, because then it just gets very busy. But let's start. Let's just go down and put a line in the middle of our leaves, and then we can do these lines that I talk about. Instead of our lines that we have a starting point, a draw, and a stopping point, we're going to have a starting point, a draw, and a lift. And that will just give us that kind of feathered edge that makes it look very organic. And that will help us get our leaf shape. There we go. And we'll do that on all of these. Let's see, what's the time check here? 5:46. Okay. And still, I'm being still mindful of my strokes. I'm not being careless in them. I'm just focusing on that lift. So when I make my stroke, instead of having a stopping point, I lift. And you can actually, say that in your head as you're drawing to kind of, help you feel that and help you actually get that kind of feathered line. And let's see, then we can, in the bigger leaves, let's draw like two kind of curved lines down. So we got like kind of a big main vein in the middle. And then from that, we'll take and draw our lines outward. And maybe just put a few more in there. Just to give it a little bit different of a look than the smaller ones. we go. And let's do one more, and then I'll let you finish the others on your own after. We can do some decorating on the inside of our petals. Yeah, so there. So we have kind of two different leaves going on, like a smaller leaf and a bigger leaf. And then inside our petals, one thing that's nice to do inside the petals that's simple and won't make it too busy, and just keeping it so very organic, is just kind of making also these little kind of feathered out lines to, you know, keep it looking organic and to make it seem like the kind of the folds of a petal. So starting here, we'll just take in the center of, you know, kind of the semicircle that we have, and just kind of feather line up. And we can make several, doesn't have to be any exact amount. And that way it kind of just gives it the feel of petals. And so that's one thing that we can do with them. It would probably be likely that you would, you know, do at least several layers like this to get that kind of repeated petal look going. But you can also do different kinds of decorations. You can put sort of other little semicircles in the center, and either, you know, kind of draw just a thicker line like this, and just varying those just because of the shape, how it's, you know, behind them different. Like this one's in the kind of corner of two, and this one's off to the side of that one. So just vary the shape of our inside circle depending on where it kind of sits behind the other leaves or petals. So we can do that. We can actually make some more like kind of circles in the middle. So, and some circles being, you know, cut off because they're behind another petal, and so that kind of gives you really like a 3D look, like the petals are definitely layered on top of each other. They look like it when you kind of do that. So that's also a cool thing to do with the petals. And you can do that in any amount of them or all of them. You can, you know, go back and forth, do a little bit of each, do them randomly throughout. Another thing we can do is put like smaller petals on the inside of each petal. So just along the curve here, just drawing smaller petals like that. That just gives each, you know, the petals kind of a different look. This one's a little bit more time consuming than some of the others, so depending on how much patience you have at the time. And let's see, what else can we do? Oh, let me have a time check here. 5:52, okay, we're okay. And let's see, what else can we do inside the petals? You can make lines that sort of radiate throughout the whole petal. So starting kind of in the center and just going all the way out to the edge. So you don't do the feathered lines, you're actually having a stop point at the edge of the petal. So that's another good one to do inside. And I mean, you can also choose to just make more, you know, sort of like basic mandala shapes inside. If you don't want to just, you know, keep them to looking exactly like, you know, more organic petals, you can do, you know, whatever else you want. You can, you know, layer other shapes inside them. So if you want to, you know, just do some more geometric shapes inside, put some triangles in there, and maybe some circles. And so we're going a little bit more of a basic mandala feel. And let's see. It kind of looks cool all mixed up too, actually. It would be actually fun to just put them, you know, randomly about. So just pick one thing that you're going to do and do, you know, this one and that one and this one and that one, and then so each thing you just kind of scatter them around, so it's just really like a scattered pattern. That actually might look pretty cool. Let's actually do that on a couple. So we'll put another one of those shapes here. And then let's see, let's put our thicker semicircle in here. Let's have some little fold shapes there. And oh, it is time for me to go. I have to get to my neighborhood sing-along. It's that time and I think it's raining out, so I need to grab my umbrella too. Anyway, that is it for our mandala today. If you drew one, I would love to see it. Just post a pic in the comments and you can take a look. I love to see all the variety that we get. And please share this video. I would love to, you know, everybody to have access to, you know, to learning to draw the mandala and drawing meditative mandalas and or even just watching them if you would, you know, if they like. That's also very relaxing. Just have those few minutes of, you know, downtime in the day to relax and watch a drawing video. Anyway, that is it. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye-bye.